Good old GameStop. We all love GameStop, don't we? Alright, but this actually gives me hope in GameStop. The other day, I walked into GameStop out of curiosity. I laid eyes on the most insane thing I've ever seen. The first thing I saw when walking in there was a whole wall of Xbox 360 games. I ran to see what they had, and I was honestly pretty shocked. They had more than just Xbox 360 games. They had Wii U, PS3, 3DS, and even GameCube games. What? I haven't seen GameCube games sold in a GameStop in over 10 years easily. They even had controllers available to purchase for all of the systems as well. It was such a surreal feeling seeing this back in GameStop after all of these years. GameStop, whoever's doing this up at the higher ups or whoever's controlling the company, please keep doing this. People who like collecting games, and even the older ones as well, love having the option of having a selection in person. I'm gonna be honest, it's way better than eBay. Seeing all the games laid out in front of you on the shelves is an amazing sight. It's so much more cool than browsing through a screen. Seeing a game you want in store and being able to buy it and walk out right there and then with the game is way better than having to wait like a week on eBay. You just walk in, you buy it, boom, and there you got it. GameStop is finally dipping into the retro market. Systems like the PS2 and the GameCube are now being seen as retro consoles, which is kind of weird. That passage of time has passed, so I mean, it does make sense. And now as time goes on, the Xbox 360 is going to follow that pattern as well. It's going to become a retro kind of console, and people are going to want to buy them in store. And I love that GameStop is bringing that back, because I haven't seen physical Xbox 360 games in a GameStop probably since like 2017, probably. I can't even think of the last time I saw them. But man, it's so cool being able to go in there and buy some cheap games. Like, they got their pre-owned games for cheap. I love that GameStop is starting to bring back the older game market into their stores. I hate how they even got rid of it in the first place. Like, I remember walking into GameStop in around 2013 and finding PSP games all over the place and buying a little stack of them and going home with them. Having older consoles and their games back in stores is amazing, especially for GameStop, because you can go to a mall and boom, you could buy a bunch of old games. As of recent times, I can't really think of big stores that sold older games. It's all just a selection of the Series X or the PS5 games, if even. They usually have like 3 to 5 of them, seriously. There's not that many, but it's cool to see GameStop at least bring back some, because I don't want physical market to die, to be honest. I know it will someday, but I'm still gonna have a shelf of games always, seriously. I'm always gonna have my games. I'm never getting rid of my physical collection, because physical never dies, man. If the servers shut down, you're never gonna have that. But if you have a wall full of games, you can just pop that game in and play it. Don't gotta worry. That's like the doomsday mindset, right? I love having the option of in store being able to pick up the game and look at the art and flip it over and read a little bit about the back and learn about the game before you buy it. I walked at a GameStop paying a couple bucks for a few games, seriously. They got their games in there right now for cheap. So if you run to GameStop right now, you could buy a couple games for like $4 each. Not even. I bought a brand new sealed copy of, what was it? Scarlet Nexus. I still haven't even opened this. 99 cents at GameStop. They still had another copy in there. I was almost tempted to buy it because like 99 cents. If anything, that's a replaceable case for 99 cents. Like, GameStop just took me by surprise the other day when I walked in there and saw a wall full of Xbox 360 games. Haven't seen that in a while. And I talked to one of the employees. He was just as surprised as me. He was saying that they only had a bunch of them because people would do trade-ins. They would trade in their old games for like 13 cents a piece. GameStop will give them like 3 cents. And then GameStop would turn around and throw them on the shelf for like $4 to $8 a piece, you know? That's GameStop for you. But I love being able to walk in store in a GameStop, especially because it's so nostalgic seeing Xbox 360 on the shelves. I used to grow up going to the GameStops all the time just to see what they had. Even if I didn't buy anything, just walked out of there satisfied because I was able to look. In recent years, GameStop has taken many L's, but as of right now, this is a dub in my books. Good job, GameStop. Keep it up, honestly. It would suck to see GameStop stores shut down, because I know there was talks about that for so long, and there still is, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure specifically. But if they keep up this retro game market, 360 is retro, I don't know, man. If they keep up this retro market, people will definitely buy, because there's a massive market for the retro games right now. People are feeling nostalgic about the old games they grew up on, and that's like a cycle. Every like couple decades or so, people will start feeling nostalgic. Like, remember all the Atari consoles that were coming out? The Atari experience, like in the plug and play. Like, people are feeling the same way about the early 2000s consoles nowadays. And I feel like that's cool to see because now they're starting to come back into GameStop, and people like me that like buying them physical, we get to fill our shelves up. Look at that. I got a shelf of games now. Hell yeah. GameStop has kind of fallen off for me in the past couple of years, and I bet a lot of people feel that way as well. Back then, it used to be a place where I used to beg my mom to take me, and I'd spend way too long browsing the wide variety of games spanning over multiple systems. I would mainly buy games for the Xbox and the Wii, and if I didn't buy something that day, I would always walk away satisfied because even just walking in there and browsing the stock of games was satisfying enough for me. As years went on, GameStop dipped their market into collectibles and doodads like plushies and other random shit. Yeah, let's be honest, all of this is just shit. The more random junk they brought in for people to buy, the less and less actual video games were available to buy. I slowly stopped going to GameStop because all they had was deals on pop vinyls, whoa, and keychains! More people took notice that GameStop was starting to take the word game out of the name GameStop. The past few years have been pretty bare bones with the games they have to offer. They had a few games for the current gen systems available, and that's pretty much it. No massive wall of games to browse anymore. It all seemed to be replaced by a bunch of different digital cards that you could buy, and the code would be on the back of it. I pretty much stopped shopping at GameStop altogether until recently. I want to know how many games are in y'all's GameStops. If y'all visited GameStop, let me know how it was and how many games you saw there, because the GameStop I went to had a decent amount, but I want to know what different GameStops look like across all of the different locations, because who knows, some locations might have a ton and some might have none, because it's all dependent on whether people trade things in or not. So people, keep trading your games in if you just don't play them, because I'll buy them.